Hey guys, welcome back to Girls Chat. Very excited to be with you guys. We're very sorry we're starting now. It's supposed to be at 6. Anyways, on today's episode, we have a lot of discussions to talk about, to have here. A lot of very real life situations. And so we'll do that conversation immediately. And I have stuff here. I have Ivy Jax, Rolanda, Rumi, and myself, Deborah. So we'll start with the first case. Somebody said, I'm in love but unhappy. I, that the 23-year-old, have been with the person for about a year and a half. A few weeks ago, I decided I wanted to propose to her and went and bought an engagement ring. However, I realized now that I really do love her, but I feel like being with her is toxic for me. It controls me and keeps tabs on me, on who I talk to. I can't talk to any female friends of mine. And as a result, I've lost a lot of friends. It tells me it's just the custom where she comes from. But I just feel so unhappy. But at the same time, I love her. I don't know what to do. So, guys, Rolanda, what are your thoughts? He's been with somebody for a very long time, and
Yes.
he feels like it's kind of very toxic. It's been a toxic relationship. What do you think? Do you feel like what do you think you should do? If you're in that position, what would you do?
Honestly, in my own opinion, it's a toxic relationship, just as he admits.
Yeah.
And in a relationship where she doesn't want you to have friends, she doesn't want you to talk to anybody, not even family members. It's just you and I against the world. That's a very, very difficult situation for him. Yes, he loves her, but before taking it to another level, maybe he could try counseling for the both of them. Because yes, she's from a different country, Vietnam, while he is from somewhere else. So true, maybe it's her culture, but that's not his own culture. So in this relationship thing, two very different people come together to try to live as one. So you have to give up something to gain something. So for them to have a relationship that is less toxic, maybe they could try counseling and see how that works. Because the moment he agrees to what she has decided for it to be right now, that's how it's going to be
Mm,
for the rest of their
basically.
relationship. So he cannot agree now. Then when he gets in, he starts saying, no, it can't be like this, it can't be like this. So he needs to put what he wants out on the table. This is what we should do. We are not saying people should always intrude, but at least I should have friends. I should be able to discuss with my family. So they need to discuss it. If they need counseling, they could go for counseling. So that's my own thought. Because agreeing to that kind of relationship, it's very, very difficult. But again,
What are
that's
your
my
thoughts?
opinion.
Uh, um, is it really a thought or okay? I would say probably it's a relationship, and relationship works because there are other people, and I choose you to be in an exclusive other relationship. And if you tell me not to talk to other people, my family, my other friends, then I wonder what we are doing. We're not trying to build an island. We're trying to be
Mhm.
friends. We're trying to get our people to come together because we love ourselves. So I think already it's a toxic. It's the idea that she has. It's not really good. She should be open, not just because
Mhm.
she's a lady, but because she's willing to enter a relationship. Having friends, having family around is just one of so many things that will happen in that relationship, and they were existing. So getting them out is like, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Really, relationship is bound to move forward. Relationship is bound to stop or fail. So
I
I,
want my bestie that we are alive. Ndokumoto.
probably people should even start thinking, okay, if I'm going to talk to this person, what what are their beliefs, what are the things they take as normal before you even agree to say you love. Love is something that, because of what the person does frequently, you tend to love his or her ways, and then you start feeling, making that feeling grow. But your ways are not even very pleasant to me. What kind of relationship is that? It's already toxic from the beginning.
Yeah. So it seems like we've lost Debbie.
Yeah, but stop with you think you can be in a relationship with someone that will tell you, get your friends one side, let's just be together, like me and you, one on one. Is that possible? Like, does that sound
Nah.
normal?
Well,
Doesn't. Doesn't really. Doesn't.
that's true though.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you have
Hey,
to
Deborah.
all. It's a family thing, Here in Africa, you just cannot marry somebody and say, yes, I don't want this person to come. I don't. Even
Hold on, sorry to
relationship
stop you.
these
So
days,
let me
you
contribute.
before.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Can
can
you hear
hear
me?
you.
Yeah, Remy, can go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing I always say is people should learn, no matter whether you're in a relationship with someone or whether it's even family, people should be able to protect their, like, be in charge of your peace, your personal peace. If you're in a relationship with someone, or if you're with someone who you feel the person is trying to get you into a toxic space, first of all, I feel you should have a conversation with this person and tell the person how you feel. If after explaining or expressing yourself to the person, he or she still doesn't understand and she still insists that, oh, you shouldn't talk to this person or you shouldn't associate with social people because you're in a relationship with her, then I feel you should just take a walk. Your personal peace is more important than any love or relationship.
Yes,
So
yes. But I don't get.
Exactly.
it's more important.
Thank
Like,
you.
Exactly.
it shouldn't even be something that you should even think twice
You
about.
know,
Consider. Mm-mm.
You shouldn't think twice about it. So if you have this conversation with the person and he or she says, "Oh, that's how I am," because there's some people, they have deep rooted issues from
yes,
their
that's
childhood.
like the most selfish comment ever. That's how I am. That's my star sign.
But
Yes,
before
from their
they
childhood.
entered into that relationship, didn't the person see the other person to know that okay, probably the lady has this Vietnam thing and she
Mm.
wants to go international, come into Africa, live in Vietnam, and she doesn't want to embrace a little bit of our African
You know,
style. And hey, now your
you
girlfriend
know
be
is
that, all those
is
kind of things.
it's not
Mm.
always easy to have normal conversations with toxic people. Like it's not like
Mhm.
they just listen to you and then they just decide to act on what you said. Like because they they are always, most of the time they're always controlling. Most of the time they're always
Yeah.
manipulative. They will always try to manipulate what you said to favor them. So like you said, if it start affecting your person your peace,
Your
is
peace.
it's something you really need to
It's
work on,
too
because toxic
expensive.
people,
It's just
one thing
Really.
with toxic people is always about them. It's always about them. If they've not seen you at your lowest, like it's always when you're at your lowest, that's when they can even show any form of love. Maybe that point when
Mhm.
they're always so negative, so controlling. So you find yourself, so even the conversations you're having with them, you find yourself trying to pick the right words to say to your partner. You're walking on eggshells to somebody that you should be free with.
Exactly.
So
I think
it's something. Most times having conversations with toxic people, it's not as easy as having conversations with every other normal person. Like you really have to have know when the kind of words to say and how you should say it so that they can actually take in what you're saying. So
it's a red flag. It's totally a red flag
it's a big
for
one, a
me.
big red flag.
I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. You telling my people to
And
say
funny
my
enough,
I can't.
Friends,
this is quite common. It's actually very common.
yes,
Very, very
yes.
common.
And
It's
people
What's
see
actually
it
bad
very
that
as
some people
common.
that are
normal.
toxic
Hmm.
don't even know that they are toxic. That's the thing. Some people
It's
that are
very
toxic
common.
don't
It's very,
even know
yes, they
that
don't
they are
even
toxic.
know. They don't know
They
because
don't even know.
that's
And
their
funny enough,
normal.
the people
That's
that
how
are
they've
in the
always been. That's what they feel is normal. So until someone else
yeah,
tells you this is what you're doing, that this character or whatever of yours is very toxic, and this is how I feel about it. Most times they don't even know, and they are set in their ways. Most of them, when you even tell them, they don't. They don't even
They
want to make
don't
an
see
effort to
it.
say, okay,
at
let me
all.
change or whatever. So that's why I said most times too, it's also from it's a deep rooted issue. It's not something that just starts overnight. Most of them are either from when they were young or the way they were brought up or the kind of family they were around
Yes,
So
yes.
how
growing
do
up in.
people that are
That's why. So it's
already in
very,
this
very
kind of,
difficult to
if one sees himself or herself in this kind of situation, how are you supposed to move past it? Is the
The
surest
thing,
is it
way
the toxic
to
person
break
or
up?
the person in the relationship? The surest way to break up. How?
I think it's the
that's the
surest
person.
thing to do. Is it to break up, as in like, fine, we're not working out,
That's why I
or you
said you
can
want
ask
a
him?
Yeah,
conversation with the person. Like
if the
I said,
person
your
is
peace
not
of
willing
mind
to
should be more
change,
important than anybody or
then it's
anything.
better off to break up.
Your
Because
peace
the
of mind
moment you
is it should
accept
be
to
precious
it,
to you. If you are with
uh-huh.
someone that every time when you think about the person, you are scared. When you want to call the
Yes.
person, you are scared. When the
uh,
Mm-hmm.
person is even
Mm-hmm.
calling you, you are scared.
You're scared. You
What
will
kind
see
of
a
life is
message
How can
that?
pop
you
up
be in
and
love
You
with
you
that
can't
kind
live
of
you just
with
person
that.
and you're
get scared.
people
It's possible
laugh.
to love
People
the
laugh.
person.
People
It's
actually
It's
possible.
possible to
love.
love
People
the
are actually in
person.
love
you're
with
you're in
toxic
love
It's
with,
very
people. A
with
possible.
lot.
someone you're scared to be just
Yes,
with?
and it's
It's
difficult for them
possible.
to
It's
break up.
possible.
It's very
Some people don't
difficult for
even
them
break up.
to
You
break
see
up.
people that are in 6, 7 years relationship with toxic people, and you cannot tell them
Exactly.
anything. Like there's nothing you
Mhm.
can tell them.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with these people. That's all. Like they'll make all sorts of excuses for these people. You
Excuses for
cannot
them.
advise them.
Exactly.
You can't tell them anything. These people
Exactly.
are perfect in that. But you can see that this person is actually the energy, everything is
Exactly.
bad, but you can't tell
And
them
another
anything.
thing, sometimes they actually know that
Exactly.
these people are toxic
Exactly.
and not so good for them, but they are so, I don't know what to call it, if he's obsessed with this particular person, that they are finding it difficult to even leave the relationship. They would rather be there and tell you, maybe it's my destiny. It's
I've
it's
invested
okay.
It's
seven
a lot
years.
will.
It is the Lord's doing. If my partner doesn't want me to, especially
I can't
when
hear
that toxic
Rolanda.
person
Oh.
is a man, the woman will want to give her excuses and say, if
Mm.
after all, it's supposed to be, you will leave your mother's house and your father's house and come as one. They use that a lot.
Oh,
They use that a
oh.
lot. So
For someone that
sometimes
does
even
not
the
You
want my
person
mother
who,
and father to be in that
it
relationship have
happens
words.
a lot.
People should
And
tell.
it's
People
even
should.
worse when that toxic person becomes physical.
is we
So
women
it
That's
like
going out
happens.
of it.
we love to carry everything on our head. Like
Yes,
it's
yeah, give
usually the man will
excuses.
easily pick out a toxic lady, but for women to pick
Yes.
out a toxic man, it will take a long time. A long time. Women are ready to take, accept, endure anything, but
Exactly. Not the
it's not
man.
supposed to be
Not
so.
usually men. Not, you won't
Not
find that
usually
being.
men, just a few
Yeah,
of them.
it happens to men, but not as much as it happens to
As
women.
women.
Yes,
Hmm.
Oh
yes.
my God. God help us
So it
all.
happens.
So I
It
think maybe
happens.
in Debbie's absence, so I think maybe we should just go over the second case.
Second case.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
So you
should I read
guys,
it out
everywhere is there.
or someone
Okay.
has it?
Okay. Can you read it out, please?
Let me see if I could get it out. The second case.
Can you see it?
Okay, yes. So the second case goes, I am so fucking happy with him, but I am terrified for the future. I have
Oh,
seen
okay.
long-term relationships around me crumble. I hear all the time about marriages like mine that's started out so perfectly fine and someone randomly loses interest. I understand that a lot of marriages fail for a legitimate reason, lack of sex, communication, etc. But there are also seemingly happy marriages that fail completely out of the blue. Everything seemed to be going right, but one.
Oh, I think she has disconnected there. So let me try and find it. Ivy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, damn.
Oh. Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yes, you were talking up to the extent where we didn't hear you again. Everything seemed to be going
Oh,
right, and that's where you fall.
okay. The relationship, she's in a relationship, a long-term relationship with her partner, and she's very happy. But at the moment, she's scared. She's
Okay.
just been scared that her marriage might fall apart. And she
For
doesn't know
reasons
if
unknown to her.
unknown to her. She just feels that sometimes somebody might just not be interested anymore.
Yeah.
And the relationship will just come crumbling. So she's not sure. She's not just, not that anything is going wrong, everything is fine, but she's just scared.
Scared for the future. Uh,
Yes, that's
so
just it.
what she wants an advice on.
She's wondering if she's overly concerned with making her marriage work. Am I overly
Oh,
concerned with making my marriage work? That's her question. Um,
okay. I think I'm not a marriage expert, but I think every relationship, every marriage has pinnacles on which it will always stand: communication, trust, and the rest. We have a whole lot. People, different things matter to different people. Though there are things that should exist in every relationship. For me, I think communication should be strong, and there should be trust among the partners because it's something you have agreed to come into. You have to be willing to commit into that. So if all those things are going in for her, for sure, I don't think there's any smooth path in life. Once in a while, there might be one or two things. She should just take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Do her best. Pray to God. Try to make sure her communication is still as beautiful as it was when they were dating. Because I see most times that people that want to get married or are newly married have beautiful conversation with their spouses, but in time things start going like, I'm busy, I have
So,
children, I have clothes to wash, laundry, you're bringing the money, and you're boring, you're not dressing up to what I used to see. Probably now see finish according to our people. Now they spoil everything. But then, yeah, but then I think all those things are real. She should just take it one day at a time. If she feels everything is okay, every now and again, encourage her partner to share whatever fear he or she has so that they know how to address their issues. It will help.
okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
but but being too scared, it won't help anything. In fact, you start making mistakes.
Exactly.
You start making mistakes
Yes.
and overdo. Probably the guy likes the fact that you're at an instant things come up and, oh, everything is so nice, and now you're planning everything. You're no longer the person that you used to be because you're scared of failure. We shouldn't. It's part of the process. You grow, you fall, you rise. It's part of the process.
Yes.
That's my opinion anyway.
Okay. Yeah. In my own opinion, I would say she's been she's thinking about something that isn't there. For now, things are going on well for her. She should take the time to build on the good things and stop thinking about the negative part. What if something go wrong? What if something go wrong before she jinx her marriage? Because now that she's fine, she should enjoy it. There's no need thinking up. True, every now and then they'll probably have issues, have one or two things to quarrel about. But after that, you settle your
Make
matter
up.
and continue your
Yeah,
home. Make up, however you want to
it's
you
even
make up,
nice.
but you make up.
And you learn
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, you learn something because in marriages, I keep telling my friends, when you date someone is different from when you're married. Because when you're dating, you meet out somewhere, you eat, you have fun, you don't live together. So the moment you start living together, the person is always in your face. So eh, even if it's the person who exactly see finish, so the see finish complete. So it's to me, I don't know how some people do it. They say, oh, in my marriage, I never quarrel. We never. No,
No, no,
it's
no, no, no.
okay
They
to
should
have
stop pretending,
arguments.
people.
Exactly.
They
They should
are,
stop
they are bringing up
pretending.
faults. We all have issues. Like
Mhm.
today,
Because it's two
I'm
different
angry. I'm
people.
moody. Yeah, I can be moody
Mhm.
today. And what is it, baby? No, 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 no. That's not what happens. I'm
Exactly.
not married.
Sometimes you wake
But
up
I
from
can
the
it
wrong
can
side
happen.
of the bed.
Yes. In short, you turn too much today. What is your issue? I beg shit to the
Exactly.
turn. Problem.
Sometimes it will be the children that will upset you, and you take out, you just be
And you're
upset
tired.
for exactly. So it's okay. And it's okay to make mistakes too. You're not perfect.
Yeah.
It's okay to make mistakes. When you make mistakes and your partner
Mm.
tells you, okay, this is where there'll be problem is when he's trying to tell you or she's trying to tell you this is where you've gone wrong and I don't like it, and you're still trying to prove right. You don't want to apologize. You just want it to be no, this is this. Everything must be cast on stone. That's where the problem will come. But now you're having a good time. Build on your good experiences. And when the bad one comes, you learn from it. Just
I will
don't
pray for the
be
person.
overflogging the issue. Overflog, because the moment, and now that she's overflogging it, she will start maybe acting towards that bad side. Before you know, now bad things will start to happen, and it will be as if, oh,
Yeah.
I said it. But she will forget that she was actually the one who was thinking about it every now and then. So
Mm.
just let it go and build on the good side. When the bad
But
ones come, yes, it
but
came. Then you learn from it.
how about she expressing her fears to her husband?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel
That's
like
part of communication now.
that's,
That's
yeah, she should
exactly
tell him what makes her scared as well.
scared.
Because
Mm-hmm.
yes, because for her to experience that kind of, maybe something's actually propelling it, not like maybe she's overthinking
Our
it though.
intuition can also be working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think she should express her fears to him because it would even
Fears
help
to
them
her
communicate
partner.
better. Then, if he's actually genuine, maybe there's something actually wrong, he might come straight or he might not. But I feel like having to, like talk about communication, having to express the reason for her fears is actually a step. Is actually a step too. But don't you think that it's not out of place for her to experience that kind of emotion, like to feel fear that something will
I
actually
feel,
go wrong in her mind because of the fact that she has come from a background that have experienced or that has experienced breakups, marriage, divorce over
Yes.
time. I don't think it's out of place for her to feel that
no,
way.
no, no.
It just shows that she
No,
needs
For
it's
her to
not.
come.
help.
Okay, in my own opinion, it's not out of place for her to feel that way sometimes. But now she's even building her. What I feel is out of place is her trying to build her own relationship on that. Because it's now like, from the way she sounds, it's now like she's so scared because she's sure that is probably how her own marriage will end. And it
It
doesn't
ended.
have to be like that. There are
Yes.
people that come from broken homes and they still do well. There are people that come from homes, guys that come from homes where they have drunks as fathers, and you will see maybe out of two sons, one will end up being a drunk while the other one will end up being sober. And when they ask the two of them, the one that is a drunk, why are you always drinking? Say, oh, my father is a drunk, so I learned it
Yeah,
from my father. When you ask the one that is sober, say, my father used to drink and it wasn't good, so I learned how not to drink. Two different
very
people
true.
from the same family, but with two different decisions. So it's a
Experience.
personal thing. What
Yes,
do
I
you want
think.
to learn from what has happened in your home?
Yes, I think her recognizing the fact that she came out from a family that was broken, or she
Mm.
saw people that live lives where they divorced, they had to separate, go their separate ways because of one or two issues. It's not a problem. But then
Mm.
learning the lessons from there are people that came out in houses that don't have silver spoons, but because they know their self, they know their origin and know their background, that they
Mm-hmm.
don't have this, they want to push forward. they've made that personal decision and they are trying.
Decision.
And there's a way God works. I don't know. I see it happening every day. So far as you've planned yourself and you try your best to be on the right lane, things will start falling into places. That's it. So if she has seen it that okay, this happens when you go there, there must be things that must have happened that made those people separate. I'm not saying that her life is going to be perfect, but she should just learn the things that made them separate. Try not to repeat same errors. Most times it's communication. Most times is you don't do those things that entice the next person. Most times the person becomes so lazy. Most times different things happen. So if you learn those things, you try to put in your best not to fall victim of those situations, and then you see that you're getting better. People will even start asking you from that same area you're coming from, what happened? What did you
Yeah.
do differently? And you tell them it's from the lessons you've learned because you've seen people. It mustn't fail for you to learn a lesson.
Exactly.
You've
Mm-hmm.
seen it, you've experienced it growing up. It's hard to make that decision, but then you were able to make the decision to enter a relationship, and now you're scared. You should read books, you should listen to things. I'm happy she was able to get this question out. Fine, if she's listening, try to move on. It's life. Life
Yeah.
goes on. It's what how you dress your bed, that's how you lie on it.
Decision. Just take your own personal decision
Yeah,
and build on it. Mhm.
yeah.
That's it.
Very true. But sometimes we as women also we also have our own issues too. The overthinking and everything. It's not it's not
Who
actually out
doesn't
of
do
place.
that? Everybody does that every now and again, but you stop
Yeah,
at some point. Do you want to kill
um,
yourself? I think
exactly.
the guys do that too, but I beg you don't do. They go out
But
and have a
but
nice time and forget about it for a
to
while.
what
So
extent do you think to what extent do you think the guys do it?
I
Do you
think
think
they
a
do
guy can
that.
just become overly suspicious?
Ah, yes, now
Yeah,
why not to?
they're humans
Ah,
too, so
Like
they
a
they
do.
married
do
man,
it.
oh, and he would
Why
actually
would
go
they?
Yes.
advise his wife
No, why would
about
they
it.
not tell you before they saw you were very nice and next thing
Mm.
you're married and they tell you, no, 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 that thing is too flashy. No, no, you're my wife. It's not because they're suspicious. It's not because they're jealous.
You
No, they
think
do
so?
it though.
The
No,
married
they do
women
it, but
here,
it's your ability to control it. It's your ability to be sure, to trust your partner that even though she goes out, she's still the person you married. Then it's up to the partner to also keep that trust. That's why
Live
I
up
said
to
there's
that.
communication. Yes, there's trust. It's when you start breaking, when these things start breaking, that you start getting these loopholes. So if people are not communicating well, you're not very sensitive to the fact that the basic principles which you're supposed to hold on to is being torn apart, then you start having issues. If you're not lucky to have somebody that complains or talks about it and is this kind of person that swallows it, he will swallow until it gets here and he's telling you, no, go. Then you start crying. When did this start? So if you can communicate, it will help. It will help
Yeah.
build
I'm
that,
lost.
cover that gap. Yeah.
I'm lost.
you're lost. Where were you?
Welcome back.
Who you? Where you?
Uyo kolo. Uyo kolo.
Ah. No, I
So
think
I
I
think
think we should go.
mm,
Okay. No, I be proceed.
mhm. So I think for Rumi, I think we're talking about the person that is having trust issues because of her overthinking what will happen, what if, and she's not. I think she's not really enjoying her present state. She's just in that what if situation.
Is the
You
person
understand? So
married?
what's your advice to that person?
Yes.
The person is married.
The second case, yeah.
Okay. So in that kind of, I don't know. Well, let me just say, from in this part of the world, I think we abuse this love and relationship and trust thing a lot, because most times a lot of people don't know what they are getting into before they jump in,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't even know 100% the people they are with before they jump in. So for someone that has trust issues, like I always say, it doesn't just start in a day. Someone that has trust issues must have started showing you the signs from the beginning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
The person must have started showing the signs from the beginning. So now, in this case, is it that the person is asking for advice or what? I don't get.
No, the person is worried. The person is in a happy relationship, a happy marriage now, but she's scared that something might go wrong and one partner will lose interest and the marriage will come
Okay,
crumbling.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
So she's not really taking
I
the
get.
time to enjoy her present state.
Her
She's just
marriage, yes.
thinking of the future. What if it crumbles? What if
What
it
if?
crashes?
What if?
What
Negative.
if? What if? Just be negative. Yes.
Well, it depends on if she has been hurt before and if and everything in life is just communication. If you can talk to the person you're with, or even and in this part of the world, we don't believe in seeking professional help when we have issues like that. Because for someone that is having such thoughts, is that she has been hurt before in the past, or it's just maybe the family she grew up in, maybe where she grew up in, maybe her dad was unfaithful to her mother and the marriage ended, or her mother was unfaithful to her father and the marriage ended. So she will always have that fear that what if it happens to me, or what if one day the person I'm with is no longer interested in me or whatever. So if her partner is aware of this, if he loves her truly, you should be able to put in more effort to maybe assure her. That's if the problem is not that serious. If her they should seek professional help, because it will also not be fair on her partner to always be with someone who will always be thinking negative. If you're outside or if you're somewhere, the person is always thinking, oh, what if he's with another person? Or what if he's trying to leave me? Or the person is always second guessing. So it's not even
Yeah.
healthy to be with such a person. So if the issues are that serious, I feel if it's not that serious, they should talk about it, and he should also find a kind of way to assure her that he's never going to hurt her or something. But if it's something very serious, I feel they should seek professional help and talk to someone so they can also help the person in question. That's what I feel.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
That's
That's
fine.
cool.
Deborah has disappeared again.
So, so we should go to the third case, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's just move on. Then she'll join us. So for the third case,
Yeah.
let me try reading it as well. Okay. My kids don't want to do anything remotely educational. What am I doing wrong? That's her question. Then I have two boys, 3 and about to be 5. 3-year-old was set to start preschool in fall. Older one was set to start kindergarten in fall. Ever since COVID-19 wrecked our lives, I've been trying to do educational activities and they just simply act like I'm trying to peel their toenails off. What do I do?
I want to add to that question.
Okay.
Was she doing the educational things with the children when they were going to school over the weekends, public holidays? Because if she wasn't, and it was always the cartoons and the movies and your iPad,
The
playing
one
with your
that
iPad,
posted that
then
message.
it's going to be serious work bringing them to see her as the serious person. As in, oh, it's time for schoolwork. Baby children, come here. I'm like, mommy, the iPad, mommy, TV, mommy, and maybe every time Indomie. Probably, I'm just imagining one scenario why a child would not want to um listen to the mom when it's time for schoolwork. But I don't know. Let's see. Rumi, what do you think? Does Ebuka allow you to manipulate him for schoolwork when it's time? Hello, Rumi, can you hear us?
Or maybe she's
Rumi,
It's not about you say it feels like I'm the one that even posted that message because my first I can hear you. Can you hear me?
okay. I can hear you now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
okay? Yeah.
God. I can hear you.
I can't hear you anymore.
Okay, okay. So I said it feels like it feels like I'm the one that even posted that message because that's the story of three. So ever since this whole corona thing started, the school. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can go ahead, Rumi.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
We've lost her. Can you
Deborah,
all
what do you
hear
think?
me?
What do you think about? Yes, Rolanda, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Maybe what do you think about the third case? The kids that don't want to do any educational stuff. Okay. Maybe we can't hear you. Okay, let me say what me I think.
Okay.
Debbie, are you ready? No,
We
we
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you. Maybe you should
Rolanda,
unmute if you're
Rolanda, I think you should go on when they come.
okay. Okay, in my own opinion, I think okay, the 3-year-old and 5-year-old, so they are still very young. So for you to be able to get your children at that age to learn, you have to be a whole lot involved with them. And in a situation where maybe you were a very busy parent and you couldn't get it shouldn't make you worry too much actually. But with kids, they in school, I think they call it the play learning method. You teach
Okay.
them via play. You use the playing. Maybe when it's time for them to recite their alphabets, you have to play with them. You kind of make it fun for them. Let them see it as maybe mommy is playing with me or daddy is playing with me, but at the same time, they're learning. Where you go, as in apple, B as in this. You're just jumping and playing with them at the same time. They're reciting with you and they're very excited. I have a 2.5-year-old. For me to get him, I usually do his homework for him with him. But with this whole COVID-19 thing, for you to get him, he'll just say, "Mommy, I want a sheep. I want a sheep." But I always do his homework with him. I always, in fact, we always do it together. But the moment you bring in the play learning method, you see them very excited. You see him very excited. Even the younger one will follow him and be dancing. And when they wake up in the morning, you ask him, "What's that?" He will tell you. "What's harmful insect? Tell me some." He will shout, "Mosquito," the way he calls it as ant, cockroach. But you know what he's saying. But you're
Yeah.
playing while you're teaching them. So try to play. Don't act as if they're in the university where they have to be serious. It's time to learn. Now go and sit down there. You have to. You understand? You just make it
Okay.
very spicy for them. Let it be fun. That way you get their attention. Sometimes even whatever, if they're not ready to learn at that point, you can just give them a break, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Because the good thing to do now that we have to teach them at home is to communicate a lot with their teachers. How do you get this person to learn? When is certain time? What do they learn? Because there are some children at that age. Once it's maybe 11 o'clock, they want to just take a nap. So no matter what you do at home, if that's the time you're ready to teach him at home, he's
I
not
used
ready
to
to
it.
learn because he just wants to take a nap. And when you call them at school to ask, why is it? They'll tell you, oh, he takes his nap by 11 or he does this by this time. So that's what they want. Like now they are having this whole pandemic thing. So most people don't wake up at that 5 a.m. that we wake up. So you sleep till maybe 7. By the time you wake up at that 7, When you're done with breakfast, you have your bath, and it's time for you to actually do schoolwork. It's about 10, 11. And that's when he wants to take his nap. So you
Because
give
he's
him
used
that
to it.
time to take the
Mm.
nap. So when he's done, he wakes up, then you can continue your schoolwork. Because come to think of it, a 3-year-old, the child is still very small. There's no Cambridge he wants to write at that age. So you just have to follow them at that pace. When it's time for you to teach them, you do more of physical thing. Let them see what you're teaching them. If it's probably cockroach, you show them what cockroach look like. They sell all these educational things that they mold all these things. So you show them what it looks like, what ants, mosquito, or you draw it and tell them identify this. But if you do it with play, jump with them, dance with them. Don't tell them to dance alone because they will see you as this woman, you're joking. If you want them to jump, you jump. If you want them to play, you play. And you teach them that way. That way they tend to assimilate more and they'll be interested in learning. But if you tell them, oh yeah, go and bring your chair, sit down there, carry your book, what is this? When they don't do, you flog them. Long thing, they will not even answer you. They will just not learn. So that's my own opinion, how I manage with my own at home. So that's my own.
Rumi, Yunko.
Yeah.
Why you put your hand on your cheek?
Really?
I don't think she can even
Thank
hear
you.
us.
I'm hearing.
Oh, but Rolanda, hearing you say it's beautiful, as in it makes me feel like a kid that wants to play and jump and do mosquito. What does it come to again? Cockroach.
Rumi, we can't hear you.
But it's beautiful. I
Trust
think
me,
it's
these
it's
teachers.
perfect. How
Hmm.
it's a good example because they're really kids. You've
Mm-hmm.
learned from having one to know that really you can't
Mm-hmm.
just push them too fast. But it's
Mm.
good. I think we're all learning from your tutorial right now.
Yeah, true. I also have like 2 kids with me, my nephews. Man,
Mhm.
whoa.
No, their teachers are trying. Imagine when they're like up to
They're
14,
actually
15 in a
trying.
class, and you have to make sure all of them understand what you're teaching. Oh dear. And now we have
So
just one or two at home, and we are like, oh,
your bones are
it's a
all
lot.
stretched.
Mm.
Oh,
So what's the last
so
case?
now,
I think we have the last case.
yeah, the fourth case now. So let me check it out. The fourth case. How do I, female 26, break up with my partner, male 29, when I'm in love but unhappy?
Hmm?
You just break up with him. Move on.
Ah,
Okay,
you're unhappy,
let me read
and
the
you don't know how to
stories.
break up.
We've been together nine
Exactly. I
months,
don't understand.
living together on unofficially for 3 months. Day to day,
Why?
our relationship is mostly good. On paper, he's everything I want in a man. He we give comments We give common goals for the future, and I love him deeply. He's my best friend, and we've been together a lot. We've been through a lot of trauma together, e.g., death and illness. He communicates affectionately with jokes and banter.
Okay, I think we've lost her. Ivy, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, yeah. I can hear you.
Okay, I think I get the hint of what she's saying. Let me add Rumi back.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Rolanda.
Okay, you lost me. Okay, so it's she's having a good relationship. She's happy with the guy. As in, okay, they're having a good relationship, but she feels she needs to break up because they communicate fine, but she says 90% of it is more or less joke to her. So she wants to break up.
Okay, so
but
does it
she's
mean
happy.
Communicates fine, but 90% is joke.
Is banter to her. It's more like maybe he has too much humor, so she doesn't like that. That's playing on her self-esteem, but on paper, he's
okay?
everything that she wants.
Does it insult her in the process? Like
No,
maybe making jokes. You know, there are people that make jokes in this form. They're like, oh, your head is big. You're
mm-mm.
not fine. That kind of thing. Maybe that's what is making her. What if it's
Maybe.
just a joke? Then
Uh,
Not
I feel
everybody likes laughy people now.
maybe
so she wants to
The
different
break
very
people,
up
funny
for
different
people.
that
folks.
reason.
But then I don't understand what she means that she's in love but she's unhappy and he's everything in the paper and not everything in reality. I don't understand her. She's there
Meaning she
and
loves
she's
him,
yeah. I don't understand it.
but it's like she's not proud of him. From what I can read, she loves him, like this closet kind of love. You love somebody, but inside the house, you don't really love the person outside because you feel
Outside,
maybe
Outside,
she's
no
feeling
problem.
if they go out,
she will
he
fall
will
her
now
hand.
go there and go and throw a hair,
Ah,
falling
laugh,
apart and stuff like that.
oh, okay. Deborah, see your face.
So
Deborah now
something like
understand.
that. So she loves him. He's
That's your
everything she
brother.
wants on paper.
Ivy.
No, 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 no,
Ivy,
no,
that's
no,
your brother.
no, 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 no. Not at all.
But she doesn't want the relationship anymore.
See,
Mm.
I'm of the opinion that if you're not comfortable with something, just come out straight.
Let it
No need
go.
beating about the bush.
Exactly.
Which one
Just
is I
let
love
it
you
go.
and
Because
uncomfortable? We are not comfortable at all. Which one is I'm comfortable and not
Uh,
let's be
the
fair and be
bottom line
comfortable,
is
please.
she doesn't love him.
Yes, which one is I love you and I'm not comfortable?
But I don't
90% book,
understand.
90% outside. Which one is just which one?
Uh-huh. She
She
doesn't
should
love him.
draw a
She's
line
just
no,
looking for a reason to
to
walk
break up
away,
with
and
him.
she couldn't find any.
but on
Probably
the other
she
hand,
likes the idea of him, not the reality of him.
but on the other
Yes.
hand, I feel content the fact that she might actually really, really like him, but that's
She
just the
doesn't
part of
love
him
him.
that she doesn't like, and she needs to compromise.
And stop
That's what
being
I'd
a
say.
funny person. Stop being a comedian
No.
because of
I mean, no, not
Okay.
him.
She said that they've spoken about it. She has spoken to him about that aspect of him, but
Okay.
they've tried to see how they can change it, but it's not working. And they have tried, and she knows deep down in her heart, that that's how he is. He's never going to
For me,
change.
I would say you don't expect to end up with a perfect person. Maybe that's
Hmm.
just the side of him that she doesn't like, and that's why she's actually talking about it. Don't
And
expect to
that's the
end up with
side
a
that is
very.
weighing too much on her too.
If she can't stand it, then she should go. But I feel
Move.
like the reason she's actually putting it out there is because maybe she really likes him, but she wants to stay for this part of
Mm.
him. And I think we should learn to compromise. But if it's too much and she feels like he's not the one for her, God doesn't want them to end up together, then she should take a walk. There's no need
Exactly.
stressing yourself and beating about the
Yes.
bush. Talk to him,
Exactly.
end it and move on. She'll find somebody else. The thing is, many people
Yeah,
don't
that will
break
be
up, don't
very
move.
comfortable with that.
Yeah,
Most people are scared
um,
of breaking
um,
up because they are not sure if they'll get someone else.
someone else. That's true. And in some
So
cases, actually, they might actually not end up with any other person. It's true.
yeah.
The move is just
Let,
make it actually make finding someone very easy. I feel
mm-hmm.
like, yes, I'm not talking about those who are Christians who know that, okay, this person, if God has actually, that's what I believe, God has actually kept a particular person for me, then that person would be. Sometimes it's actually a topic for another day. Some things actually might not be how it should be. But I feel like if she is very comfortable with him, or if she's not, walk away. You can find someone else in your own way. If
Yes.
you can't, then you stay and tie your belt and compromise
It's not
and
necessarily
start
that you will
something new.
find someone else, but if you're not happy in that relationship, then
Uh,
you have no business there. You have no
Thank you.
business there.
Rolanda, thank
If you're
you.
not
I don't understand
happy
this.
there, you mustn't find someone else. See, the
how
most
about
important
compromise? What are
person
we
you need to
saying?
find.
No
No, after you
compromise, but don't lose your
compromise, but
happiness.
exactly, don't lose
You've not even
yourself.
entered marriage, oh. You have said
Exactly.
living happiness
Don't
outside.
lose yourself. The
Talking
best
upon.
kind of love an individual can ever have is self-love. The moment you can't give what you don't have.
But
If
anyways, me,
you're
I
able to
think
love you and you respect yourself and you know that your peace of mind determines how other people are around you, because if you're not even happy, you don't find peace, how do you want to give another person happiness? Then maybe you
me
get into the
personally,
relationship, tomorrow you start having children, you bring up your kids with so much bitterness.
Bitterness.
Doesn't work.
I
Doesn't
think
work.
from the story, I think she has always liked the idea of him, the person she has visualized him to be, but she's not
Yes.
seeing that. She's not getting that. So because she has
Yes.
already fallen in love with that ideology,
Mm.
living now is like, am I hot to this guy? And he's a cool guy. Only
Mm.
that he laughs so much. Only that there's always all the
But
commands,
wait,
Yeah.
all the full
you're
stop.
laughing too much, and
So
it's laughing too
no,
much
no,
is a
I'm
bad
just
thing.
saying everybody has
Some
the kind of
everybody
thing they
has
look
what
out
they
for. I don't
like.
know what she's looking out
Exactly.
for. I'm just saying. So probably she has this idea and this thing is not going, but she still likes the guy, but she's not. She should come back,
Mm.
pray to God, go front. Anywhere she's full stop, she stop.
Mm.
But then
She's just
she
she's
look for the
not happy
reality
right
oh,
now.
because ideology
Yes.
is the idea
Mm.
she likes. So that's what I think,
Mm.
not the reality.
Okay,
She
but
should.
somebody made a comment. Someone said, if you're unhappy in a relationship, you have no business. Then person said compromise, but don't lose your happiness.
Yeah.
Don't lose
Exactly. Don't
yourself.
lose
Don't lose
yourself.
yourself. I think
Don't.
once you lose yourself, you're finished. You get
Yes, you're
I,
confused.
90%
Anywhere the
gone.
breeze blows you to, you go there until the next breeze comes and blow you like this. And next 10 years you come
Unhappy.
back and you don't
No.
even know what you've done with yourself.
Yes.
You're missing. You
No,
start
don't
finding
lose
yourself when
yourself.
you're old. I'm not saying there's any wrong time to find yourself. I'm just saying if you have the ability to see things that might not be good, you can pray for the person, you
If
can
she
talk to the person.
exactly.
There's so many things to do, but if you're seeing that reality is this and there are some things that you cannot you don't change people, that you just try to work with the thing you see. And you're saying you
Yes.
cannot work with it. What do you want to do now? You want to make the person green? The person
Mm-hmm.
is black.
Exactly.
Mhm.
There are some
okay, so,
people
so
that you
just
meet and you
because
love everything, but the most important thing in the person that will give you that full happiness, that happiness you need, that person don't have it. So even with all the other things you love, and this particular one that is the ultimate to you, if the person don't have it, you will not find happiness in that marriage or in that relationship or anything. So now that they are still doing boyfriend and girlfriend, it's better for her now to call it off than to get into a marriage that she will now be very bitter. That's my own opinion.
I just wanted to ask, at what point, where does compromise come in? Because I feel like for me, I feel like it's actually where something is very, very trivial. There are things that you can say, okay, I can actually live with this. But when
Compromise
you're
with.
actually overthinking the entire thing, don't you think? She's blowing it out of proportion.
Yes, it
Well, just
depends
as
on
I
what she's.
said,
Mhm.
it depends on what she likes. Maybe that's what she doesn't want. So
Okay.
maybe she doesn't like somebody that loves to. She likes, some people like these people that are always acting
Squeezing their face.
uh very
Are
proper
you
every
serious?
time. Okay, hi, just like that, and she feels those are the kind of people probably that earns more respect or whatever it is. I don't know. It's an individual thing.
Okay,
It's
that's
an
true.
individual thing. So,
So,
mhm.
guys, I think we'll end
She's
here,
wrong.
right? We're done with all the.
Okay.
Are we done with all the questions? Really?
Yes, we're done with the four of them.
Okay, guys. Would end here. Have a wonderful night. Please don't fail to subscribe to A Chat with Deb. for wonderful conversations just like this. On YouTube, look for A Chat with Deb's channel. Very easy to find. So many contents there to inspire you and all. See you. Follow us on our social media handles on IG, on Twitter. I am Debbie. Rolly, what's your handle?
Rolanda Pepple.
IB.
Ivy Jacks. Ivy Jacks.
Yo, you go back inside the banking hole. Okay, I am Debbie _ Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. That's all.
Instagram. Ivy Jacks.
Have a wonderful night. See ya next week, Friday.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Oh,